Good evening, Lad Lane families. Welcome to our hybrid in-person learning town hall. We're going to start with a quick little announcement in Spanish. 1 second.
Hola, familias de Lad Lane. Para ver esta presentación en español, por favor, haga clic al enlace de abajo. Gracias.
All right, welcome families. I'm going to start off with introductions. I'm Janine Estoya, the principal at Lad Lane School, and I have with me tonight Mrs. Mailer, our assistant principal at Lad Lane School. And we're hoping that this presentation tonight might answer some of your questions regarding bringing your children back to campus on Monday. If you have a question that we don't cover in this presentation, you will see also on the screen and here we have a questions phone number. So if you'd like to call in with a question, you can call that phone number and we'll get to as many questions as we can at the end of our presentation. And whatever ones we don't get to tonight, we will send out in an email tomorrow along with a copy of this presentation. But we will also send out any questions that we may have missed tonight. So these are the topics that we're going to cover. First and foremost, we're going to talk about safety for returning to campus. We'll go over our schedules, procedures, social, emotional, and academic support.
All right, so we want to make sure your students are safe while they're here on campus. So of course, we are asking that all students and staff wear face masks that cover their nose and mouth while on campus. And we'll remind our students to keep social distance from others while on campus. Students will have their own individual supplies and a little container that they keep those supplies in while working in the classroom. And the campus will be marked with social distancing stickers. So they'll look like this, and you will see those throughout our campus. They'll also be in the classrooms for the lower grades, colorful dots so that they know where to stand and what their personal space is. Visitors will not be allowed on campus. There will be no food consumed while on campus. However, we do encourage water bottles. Just be sure your child has that labeled with their name. All classrooms, restrooms, gate handles, and etc. will be sanitized between student group sessions. And here's a photo of our custodian working hard to sanitize our campus.
Thank you.
These are a couple of the things we'll do first thing in the morning. Our checklist here, you will check your child's temperature, and we will also check your child's temperature on campus to make sure it is 100 degrees, or we don't want anything above 100 degrees. You'll also answer some of these COVID questions, and you'll just look over this every morning and answer these questions with your child. So has your student experienced any of the symptoms in the last 48 hours? And so you'll look over all those symptoms. Has your student had contact with anyone that you know that's had COVID-19 or COVID-like symptoms in the past 10 days? Has anyone in your household tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 10 days? Does your student have a temperature of 100 degrees or greater? And is anyone in your household being tested for COVID-19? So you'll just look over those questions every day. If you say yes to any, you will keep your child home. All right. And again, we want to make sure our children and our staff are safe. So wearing masks, if you forget one or your child forgets one, we will provide those. And our students will keep 6 feet of distance when possible.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to talk quickly about the in-person schedules. So by now you should have heard from your classroom teacher, whether you are in the AM for in-person learning or the PM for in-person learning. We will be doing in-person learning on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Everybody will be distance learning on Wednesdays. The AM start time is 8:40 to 10:40. And gates will open 10 minutes prior to the start of the day. So we'll have all the gates open at 8:30 for the AM group. And for the PM start time, it's 12:55 to 2:55. And we will be opening all the gates at 12:45. All of the distance learning students, well, Wednesdays, everybody will be distance learning. And the time of your distance learning on Wednesdays will be dictated by the teacher. So if you have not heard from your teacher what time your child will be distance learning on Wednesdays, please reach out to them and they will let you know. Here we have a little short video that we made to kind of show you some of the procedures and things like that for reopening. So I'm going to play that for you now.
We are here to share some important information with you about our school reopening plan. When school returns, many students will be back in their school building, while others may choose alternative options. In this video, we'll be focusing on what school will look like for students who choose to physically return to campus.
Every Lad Lane family, this is Diego Ochoa, your superintendent. I want to give you this message to welcome you back onto campus. I want to start by saying thank you so much to all of the amazing Lad Lane parents who have done so much to support their children during distance learning. Second, I want to thank all of our awesome paraprofessionals and teachers, administrators who have helped these children over the last 6 months so much. And I want to say, when you come back, we want you to be safe, we want you to learn, we want you to grow, and I'm just excited for what the next couple of months are going to bring to us. Welcome back onto campus. It's great to see you again.
This is Estoya, your principal. I just want to welcome you back to school. We are so excited to see your beautiful faces and get you back on campus. We've been working really hard to make sure that everything is safe and clean and ready and prepared for you. And our hearts are filled with joy to see you guys soon. All right, procedures for drop off and pickup. Mrs. Mailer?
Yes. So students will be dropped off at one of the 5 gates that are open. Temperatures will be taken and hand sanitizer offered if they'd like it. And then students will walk directly to class. During pickup, students will be walked out to the gate nearest their classroom at dismissal, and parents are to pick up their child at or near the gate. So please do not enter campus, but stay at the gate. And one of our students created this great flyer, and we thought we'd showcase it here. She reminded students to wash their hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. Use your inner sleeve to cover your cough and sneeze. Avoid touching your face. Don't share food or school supplies. And of course, get plenty of rest and eat healthy food. So these were great suggestions, and these are from one of our very own students.
So cute. All right, so of course, our students and our staff come first, and everybody's safety is really important to us. And so we do have a Hollister School District in learning contract that we are asking families to agree to before they bring their children to campus on Monday. And you can, when I send this out later tonight, if you click here, it's going to take you to the electronic form that your teacher should have already sent home, where you can fill out this contract electronically from home. But if that doesn't work for you, we also have hard copies of the contract here in the office. We can get you one and you can read through it and sign it. And basically what the contract covers is a lot of the procedural things that we already went over, that you understand your child does have to wear a mask, that you're not going to send your child sick to school, that your child's going to try to stay 6 feet, that you understand there's no visitors on campus, so that if you should need something, you need to come to the office so we can support you, but you won't be able to come through the gates. Just a few things like that that we want you to agree to before we bring your child back on campus on Monday. And
All right.
can you see the next slide?
Yes.
Great.
So we'll be focusing on mainly social emotional support while they're on campus, but of course academics as well. And so we'll continue with our Capturing Kids' Hearts. We will do hands-on and interactive activities, social interaction, project-based learning, and we also have an on-site social worker, and she has a little quiet, calm corner in her office. She has lots of ideas and support for our students socially and emotionally. And academically, we know that there are some things that we were not quite able to do during distance learning. So we're going to do some more small groups with reading and math and be able to listen to the students read and hear them talk through the math problems. We will do in-person reading practice and discussion, in-person assessments to identify strengths and areas of growth. And then finally, working on that writing. It's really going to be a nice opportunity for teachers to sit with their students and work on writing.
Okay. All right. So if there's anything that we did not cover that you feel like pertains to the group and you'd like to call in and ask that question, you may do so now. If it's a question that more pertains to just you or your child, it's more specific or a private matter, please feel free to reach out to Melanie or I tomorrow via phone or email. Our emails are at the bottom, and we'll be happy to assist you. So we'll give it about 2 minutes to see if anybody has any phone calls, if we have any questions come in through phone call. And if not, then we'll conclude the meeting. So we'll wait about 2 minutes.
I hear a call coming in.
Good. I think we do have a couple of questions coming in, so I'm going to go grab those and I'll be right back.
Yeah, we have one right here, Mrs. Estoya.
Yay.
This is a great question. Are the desks going to have shields?
Do you want to answer that one or want me to?
Sure, I can answer it. So there will be certain desks in the classrooms that have shields, especially if a teacher will be assessing a student. So that shield will be between the two. But all desks will be at least 6 feet apart, and there will be a lot of open space for movement for the teacher, so that it is not necessary to have the shield on every student desk. And then keep in mind, we'll also have the air purifiers going as well.
Yep. And the next question I have here is, will they still do the meals on Monday? And yes, they will. So we won't be serving meals here at school when the children are here, but Monday meal day pickup will remain the same. So you'll get your meals for the week on Mondays. Great. Thank you. All right, I got a question about transportation and the bus schedule. So students who would normally qualify for transportation should have received a phone call from Noelia Lara at the district office. She arranges all of our busing and transportation needs. So in order to qualify for busing, there's a couple different ways that you qualify for busing, but my suggestion would be, if you feel like you do qualify for busing, if you normally get a letter that says your child qualifies for busing, reach out to Noelia tomorrow. And if you need assistance with that, just let me know and I'll be happy to try to figure that out for you.
All right, another parent asked if they do AM, or I guess it could be PM, will there be online work in the PM? So your student will be coming for the 2 hours, whether it's the AM or PM, and then there will be follow-up work. And sometimes it might be working on Footsteps to Brilliance and Accelerated Reader, and also language arts and math. Sometimes, like we would do in the past, little take-home homework, but in this case, it'll just be a take-home project that they work on.
Great. I have a question here. How is learning loss going to be addressed this year or next year? So for the last 8 weeks of school, when our students come back, Mrs. Mailer kind of went over what we're going to be doing with our students. And our number one priority is social emotional needs and making sure that those are met, because as we know, when those are not met, learning doesn't happen anyway. We are planning on offering a summer school. Teachers will let us know which students really need to go to summer school to make up some of the learning loss. We will be offering that this summer. And then next year, we're hoping that we will have the kids for more time, more than 2 hours, hopefully the whole day. And we will work with our intervention teachers and intervention small groups to make up as much of learning loss as we can. We have purchased a intervention math program. It's called ST Math. So we're going to be rolling that out here soon. And we're going to do the best that we can. But I think that one thing we have to remember is that our children and our students have all been trying to survive a pandemic. And for some students, it was easier than others. And so our main focus is social emotional at the beginning, but we will get to the academics as we always do. And that's our job and that's our teachers' passion. So we will get to that and we'll offer as much support as we can to make up the learning loss. Are there any more questions, Meilani?
I hear a couple more calls coming in.
Okay.
Just to follow up too on that question, will there be online work in the afternoon or morning, depending? Please take advantage of all of the apps that we have on our Clever portal. There's some great reading and math apps, and we want our students to take advantage of those while they're at home, since when they're in-person learning, it will be more paper to pencil or hands-on activities and not as much screen time.
Yeah. You want to give your Footsteps to Brilliance a plug? That's a great thing
Yes.
for learning loss. All the students, 3rd grade and below, have access to Footsteps to Brilliance, which really helps with their reading. and comprehension. And so that would be also a great thing to focus on.
Definitely. And if you have a younger child, like a TK Kinder First, be sure they're working on the red or the orange app in Footsteps to Brilliance. That will really be beneficial. So we had another question come in. What does my child bring to school daily as far as supplies?
Do you want me to answer that one?
Sure.
Okay, so all of the supplies as far as paper and pencils and highlighters and things like that will be supplied for your child here at school. We have all those things, glue sticks. Some teachers are going to require their students to bring their charged Chromebook to school with them every day because they will be doing activities using the Chromebooks. More so, I would say, in the upper grades. For the lower grades, probably not as much, but again, it's something that your teacher will communicate with you. If they need you to bring the Chromebook, they will let you know. If not, I would suggest your child can bring a backpack. So if they want to bring a backpack and hang it on the hook with maybe their sweatshirt or personal items in it. And like we mentioned before, I think it would be great if they brought a water bottle, like a reusable water bottle or what have you, so they don't have to use the drinking fountains. But again, remember, they'll be here for 2 hours, so they won't need a snack. And other than that, they just need to bring themselves and their mask. However, if they don't have a mask, or if they get here and it drops or it's tears or something like that, we will provide a mask as well.
Thank you, Mrs. Estoya.
Thought I heard the phone ring.
And we do have little masks for the littles and of course adult masks as well. I have this fun mask. One of our teachers made it for me. Lion King.
Oh, so cute.
So try to get creative.
Here comes another question. Thank you. Oh, okay. This is a great question. Why is there a difference between AM, PM, and distance learning instruction time? So, as you can imagine, with our teachers having to teach 3 different times, 3 different groups a day, it's really difficult to squeeze all of that in. The in-person students require more time because we have to take temperatures at the gate. We have to wash their hands when they enter the classroom as well as when they exit the classroom. We have to focus on keeping them 6 feet apart. There's lots more that goes into having students on campus versus logging in virtually. So the students who are here at AM or PM time will be here for 2 hours, and the distance learning instructional time is 1 hour. And that's really the reason behind it. So you add that up, that's 2 hours plus 2 hours is 4 hours plus 1 hour more hours. That's 5 hours of instruction for our teachers. And they do need a lunch and a break and prep time also, squeeze that all in. So that's basically how that schedule came about.
Yes, and a question about if a student is using their own Chromebook, they will actually be able to bring their own device on campus, and our IT department will be able to set it up so that they may use it on campus. But again, if your child is in kinder through maybe first, they most likely will not bring their devices onto campus. So just stay tuned and listen to your teacher, and if they would like you to bring it, then you can work that out with them.
And also, I want to mention that if you don't have a school issued Chromebook and you're not comfortable sending your private device back and forth to school, please reach out to our front office and we can work on getting you a school issued Chromebook. I know that the upper grades teachers have requested they bring the Chromebook. So if your teacher has requested the Chromebook and you're not comfortable sending your own device, please reach out to us tomorrow and we will do our best to get you a school issued Chromebook. All right, I'm just going to check and see if there's any more questions. Just 1 second. No more questions? Okay. All right, well, there's no more questions at this time, and I'm sure as you think about all of this and look at the contract and all those things, questions may come up. So please feel free to reach out to either Meilani or myself through email or through phone. We'll both be here all day tomorrow and obviously next week. So if something comes up, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer your questions. And we are very, very, very much looking forward to seeing everybody's face on Monday morning or Monday afternoon. Take care.
Yes. Thank you. And just a quick note, our Hollister School District IT department said no need to bring their own device. The district will provide the devices. So thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you all next week.
So if you need a device, let us know soon so we can work on that for you.